In the golden age of 1970s, American television, few shows captured the raw, hilarious and profoundly human tensions of modern family life with the same authenticity and warmth as One Day at a Time. This episode opens not with grand dramatic gestures, but with the intimate chaos of a household under siege by the looming scholastic aptitude test, immediately plunging viewers into the pressure cooker of teenage expectations, in an era of shifting social norms. The script wastes no time establishing Julie Cooper as a bright, overwhelmed young woman on the cusp of adulthood, her anxiety manifesting in equal parts comic frustration and genuine vulnerability. From the very first lines, where Julie laments something wrong with her slink, quickly corrected to sink in a classic sisterly banter with Barbara, the audience is drawn into a world where academic pressure collides with the everyday absurdities of sibling rivalry. The episode masterfully sets the tone through rapid-fire dialogue that feels lived in and authentic. Julie's complaint about being supposed to be sexy while buried in books reveals the internal conflict of a teenage girl who wants to embrace her youth and attractiveness but finds herself chained to the demands of standardized problem testing. This moment is more than mere humor. It reflects the 1970s cultural moment when young women were navigating newfound freedoms alongside persistent societal pressures to excel academically in order to secure their futures. The scholastic aptitude test, often referred to simply as the SAT, looms like an omnipresent specter symbolizing the gateway to college and by extension the American dream of upward mobility. The writers brilliantly use this framework to explore how such high-stakes examinations amplify familial tensions in a single-parent household. As Julie pores over her materials, the dangling participle exercise becomes a standout comedic set piece. The sentence, "Entering the museum, the famous bust of Minerva caught my eye," prompts Julie's initial confusion and Barbara's sharp-witted correction that it is in fact a dangling participle. Julie's retort about her nervous bust not being famous injects a layer of playful, slightly risque teen humor that was daring for its time, yet remains endearing. This scene exemplifies the show's strength in blending educational elements with character-driven comedy. The more Julie studies, the more she feels she forgets a universal sentiment captured with poignant accuracy. Her declaration that remembering everything learned in school should not take more than half an hour elicits genuine laughter while underscoring the overwhelming nature of the task before her. The script's timing here is impeccable, allowing the jokes to land naturally, without feeling forced. Enter Anne Romano, the bedrock of the series and one of television's most compelling portrayals of a divorced single mother. Her entrance and interactions with her daughters immediately establish the emotional stakes. When Julie asks how she looks after hours of studying, Anne's response, likening her to a girl walking around with a book on her head, is delivered with maternal affection mixed with gentle teasing. This light-hearted exchange masks deeper concerns about Julie's readiness and the broader implications for her future. Anne's character arc in this episode begins here as a woman who has fought hard for stability and now projects her unfulfilled educational aspirations onto her daughters. In the context of 1970s America, where divorce rates were rising and women were entering the workforce in greater numbers, Anne represents the resilient yet burdened single parent striving to provide opportunities she herself never fully accessed. The household dynamics deepen with Barbara's involvement. As the younger sister, Barbara serves as both comic foil and emotional support, her sarcasm providing necessary levity amid Julie's mounting stress. The scene where the family attempts to help Julie study by enforcing quiet only for Schneider to disrupt it with a crossword puzzle asking for a 7-letter word meaning serenity answered correctly by Julie as silence highlights chaotic yet loving environment. Schneider's well-meaning intrusions, even in these early moments, foreshadow his larger role as the building superintendent and surrogate family member. His delivery of college catalogs, mistakenly thinking they are real estate materials, injects further humor and transitions the conversation toward the episode's central conflict, the pressure of college admissions. What makes this opening section so effective is its scene-by-scene devotion to character authenticity. Julie's exhaustion after 20 straight hours of study, her search for the missing math book that was there all along, and her plea for quiet, all build a vivid picture of adolescent burnout. The writers skillfully interweave grammatical lessons, dangling participles and split infinitives with broader life lessons about perseverance and self-doubt. This educational undercurrent never feels preachy. Instead, it enriches the comedy and drama, reflecting the era's emphasis on self-improvement and formal education as pathways to success. Historically, the 1970s marked a transitional period in American education and family structures. The SAT had become a critical standardized measure, often determining access to higher education at a time when college enrollment was expanding but remained competitive and expensive. For families like the Coopers, where financial resources were limited and parental guidance came from a single mother working outside the home, these tests carried immense weight. The script captures this reality without heavy-handed exposition, allowing the humor and heart to emerge organically from the characters' interactions. Anne's encouragement to take a break balanced against Julie's insistence that there is only the weekend left mirrors countless real parental-teen negotiations of the period. Furthermore, the episode subtly introduces themes of gender expectations. Julie's aspirations and fears are contextualized within a society increasingly open to women pursuing diverse careers, law, medicine, engineering, yet still haunted by traditional roles. Schneider's comments on college catalogs, praising the opportunities for young women, while tying them back to understanding their future husbands' conversations, provide gentle satire on lingering patriarchal attitudes. Anne's responses and Julie's reactions to these ideas reveal the generational push and pull that defines the series. The warmth of the writing shines through in the small, relatable details, the family puzzle, the misplaced books, the shared laughter, even in moments of tension. Performances, though conveyed through script, suggest masterful delivery, rapid pacing for comedic exchanges, pauses for emotional beats, and overlapping dialogue that mimics authentic family conversations. This opening establishes not just the plot but the emotional core of the series. A single mother doing her best to guide her daughters through adolescence while grappling with her own past sacrifices. As the pressure builds, viewers sense that this SAT preparation is merely the spark for deeper revelations about independence, identity, and the meaning of success. Julie's mix of determination and despair, Anne's supportive yet directive presence, and Barbara's witty interjections create a rich tapestry of family life that feels timeless. The episode's strength lies in its refusal to present easy answers, instead celebrating the messy, loving process of growing up and parenting in a changing America. The careful construction of these early scenes demonstrates the writer's deep understanding of character psychology. Julie is not merely a rebellious teen. She is a thoughtful young woman overwhelmed by expectations, questioning whether the traditional path truly fits her. Anne, in turn, embodies the hopes of a generation of women who fought for better lives for their children. Their interactions crackle with authenticity, blending humor, frustration, and underlying love in ways that elevate the sitcom beyond mere entertainment into insightful social commentary. In every line, the script invites appreciation for the craft of 1970s television, sharp dialogue, multi-layered characters, and a commitment to portraying real struggles with compassion and wit. This pressure cooker of sad anxiety sets the stage beautifully for the conflicts and growth to follow, reminding audiences why One Day at a Time remains a landmark in depicting the complexities of single motherhood and teenage coming of age.